Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Who called on us? Someone in the area.
Dealing with the Waterloo Regional Police officers and stuff like that, I mean, they were all very polite. I understand they've got their job to do, but at what point is enough, right? Like,
I don't understand what I'm actually being charged under.
Okay, so you were working out at the outdoor gym facility.
The advice of the bylaw officer, get back to your home and huddle indoors, presumably baking cherry cheesecake as our premier wants everyone to do.
You guys all refused to leave. I then made the decision that I'm going to charge all 15 individuals. You guys still refused to leave. I then asked for assistance from Waterloo Regional Police. You guys then took it a little bit more serious and started to pack up.
I finished my workout and I was leaving regardless.
That does not change my decision on whether or not I'm charging. So that is why I'm charging you.
it's just mind-blowing. People need to start speaking up. We need to start standing up for our rights and our freedoms, get back to, the true North, strong and free that Canada is supposed to be.
What is this jihad we have going on right now when it comes to people embracing outdoor activities, which we know isn't a super spreader event and we know is good for their personal well-being? We can go to provincial liquor stores. We can cram into those places. They're exempt from the lockdown rules, of course, because, well, the province owns them. Big box stores, the business has never been better.
The biggest kick in my face to this whole story is that 2 days after that event, right out front of my house where I live, there was a film crew from Toronto that came down to film a movie production out front of my house with some of the stars are from the States. But how am I getting charged for working out in Canada outside, and they're allowed to, be able to do that? And again, they should be allowed to, just as I should be allowed to be working out freely outside.
We're not going to let you fight this on your own. We are going to sign you up with a top-notch criminal lawyer. We are going to crowdfund every nickel of your legal fees. We're going to plead not guilty on this ticket, and we're going to fight it all the way. David Menzies for Rebel News here in Waterloo, Ontario. And folks, this is a little story about a man that came to this park to break a sweat, to work out, to soak up some vitamin D from the sun. And he ended up leaving this park with an $880 ticket courtesy of Waterloo Bylaw. Just will you hear Jonathan's story. So, Jonathan, as I said, I guess this goes back to May Day, Saturday. You came with two family members to this workout area. I think it's called the Be Fit Park. And I guess you left fit to be tied because as you were exercising with some other individuals that were here, suddenly Waterloo Bylaw showed up. And what did they say to you?
Well, they came up to us and basically said that we weren't allowed to be here outdoor exercising. A couple of us that were there, we kind of questioned him on it. We're like, I thought we were allowed to be outdoor exercising. That's allowed and it's clear in the bylaws, or the provincial orders or whatever it is. The parks are supposed to be open in the playgrounds. As you can see, it's the Bluebell Fit Park and there's no closure signs on there. So we questioned him. He didn't like that we weren't basically listening to his authority right away and dispersing. So he, after talking to us for a few minutes, he had no good explanation of why we can't be there. He decided, I guess, got frustrated, decided to call for backup. So another bylaw officer and a Waterloo Regional Police officer showed up shortly after that. The majority, of the people started packing up. I was almost done my workout regardless. If he didn't show up, I probably would have been out of there in the next, 20 minutes or so probably.
And I just love to hear that call from dispatch. Calling all cars. There are people working out in the workout park here in Waterloo. And what's important, Jonathan, you were here with two family members, so that's your own little social circle. Nothing wrong there. The other 12 people, because I understand it was 15 in total, this wasn't something you organized. They just happened to be here working out as well. You're not responsible for them. So Why was it? I guess there was an implication there that somehow you were like this Pied Piper leading all these people to work out on this equipment.
Yeah, like I have no control. I've been coming here for weeks while the weather's been great. It's kind of an outlet for us to kind of clear our mind and stay sane during these crazy times. There are some regulars that come out here. I've actually become, pretty good friends speaking with them when I'm here. And it's been motivating and keeping everybody, sane through this crazy time. So, again, like you said, I can't control who's here. And what are we going to do? Come and see some people here and play rock, paper, scissors to see who's allowed. We're outdoors. We're trying to stay healthy. Exercise has been proven to be, help fight diseases and keep people healthy. It's, it blows my mind that this is Canada. Like, it really does.
Folks, I interrupt this video for a very urgent message. You know it's only a matter of time before the Silicon Valley tech giants come and crush Rebel News, or at least try to crush Rebel News once and for all. We're not going to let that happen. Please go to rebelnews.com. That's rebelnews.com. We need you to sign up with us there on our website. We need your phone number. We need your email address. We do not share your personal information with anyone else. But if we can get that information from you, you can maintain your relationship with Rebel News going forward in the future. And luckily, Jonathan, so this isn't a matter of he said, she said. You were savvy enough to get some videotape of your encounter with that bylaw officer. Let's just throw to that right now and see how it went down.
Hey, Jonathan, thank you for your patience. Here's your driver's license back. Okay. Here's the provincial offense notice here. Okay. So like I said, you're being charged with fail to comply with a order made during a declared emergency. Okay. It's under the Emergency Management and Protection Act. On the back of this ticket, there's 3 options. Would you like me to explain them to you?
I would, because I don't understand why I'm being charged for something.
Okay, so like I said, you're being charged for fail to comply with an order made during a declared emergency.
Okay,
so
I don't understand that as a charge.
Okay,
because the parks are open and
right.
Exercise is allowed, which is what I was doing.
That's your argument, okay? So on the back of this ticket, there's options on the back. Option 1 is a plea of guilty, okay? Option 2 is early resolution, where you meet with the prosecutor. You give your side of the story. I've heard that there's been opportunities for the ticket to be reduced. There's no guarantees on my end. Okay, and then there's option 3, which is trial option. Okay, and you have 15 days to choose one of those options. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I don't understand it.
Okay, so what else would you like me to?
I don't understand what I'm actually being charged under.
Okay, so you were working out at the outdoor gym facility at the Blue Vale Collegiate High School property. Okay,
which is a community park.
If that's what you believe, with 14 other individuals.
No, I was there with 2 other individuals.
Sure. There was 15 people in total when I drove up. I spoke to all 15 individuals. I educated all 15 individuals on this act. I also gave the 15 individuals the opportunity to leave the property, so I didn't have to write these tickets. Okay, you guys all refused to leave. I then made the decision that I'm going to charge all 15 individuals. You guys still refused to leave. I then asked for assistance from Waterloo Regional Police. You guys then took it a little bit more serious and started to pack up. Okay?
I finished my workout and I was leaving regardless.
That does not change my decision on whether or not I'm charging. So that is why I'm charging you. Okay?
I don't understand it. Sure.
Sure thing.
And what do you want me to do with that?
What else to do to explain that for you? Okay?
Yeah.
I think I'm very clear with what I charged you with and why I charged you. Okay?
They call it martial law and they're not allowed to do it, eh? This is a playground.
Okay? So this right here is closed.
Where's the
Yeah, you can read it up. I don't have it with me.
Wow.
I'm not printing. Okay, because from my understanding that you're allowed to exercise in the park.
Yeah, so like I just told you, that's the case if you're walking around your neighborhood, if you're jogging around your neighborhood, but if you come out to this,
That's not what it says.
Or did say we can go to parks as long as we're 6 feet apart.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He said the adults could stand 6 feet apart. He said that. I could pull my video up of him saying that if you like.
Who called on us?
Someone in the area.
Yeah, well, they can mind their own business. Because I didn't do anything to them.
Lady with the mask on walking.
trying to be defiant. It's just not against the law.
I watched
Bro, the law's very specific. If it's set,
We're 6 feet apart. The adults could stay 6 feet apart.
you can issue me whatever you want, but give you guys the opportunity to leave.
Yeah, well, why are you even doing that? You have
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
Okay, so somehow you're in contravention of the Emergency Services Act. Somehow you and your 2 family members and the other individuals that were here on Saturday, I guess you're causing a super spreader event, but it doesn't make sense. You're outdoors. There is virtually zero evidence to indicate that there are transmissions of this virus occurring outdoors. It seems that the advice of the bylaw officer, get back to your home and huddle indoors, presumably baking cherry cheesecake as our premier wants everyone to do. That would seem to be a more problematic thing when it comes to health and wellness. How do you make sense of this?
You don't, but frankly, there is no sense to it.
You know, it's stunning, and I notice there's an individual here. There's 3 kids on the tennis court. I guess this is easy pickings if the bylaw officer comes back. They are not supposed to be outdoors. And, you know, I mean, last month, Ireland ended its ban on golf. Ontario, I understand, is the only jurisdiction in the world that has a ban on golf. Yeah. What is this jihad we have going on right now when it comes to people embracing outdoor activities, which we know isn't a super spreader event and we know is good for their personal well-being?
Definitely, I don't know what the agenda is here. It's definitely nothing to do with our health and well-being, because otherwise they would be encouraging people to get outside and exercise. You know, you wouldn't go to Zehrs or any of the other shopping centers and see the children's clothing blocked off. You know, I was at the Zehrs just the other day. You can't buy children's clothing. So if my daughter, I've got 2 young kids, if my daughter needs a pair of pants or anything like that, I can't get them, but they block it off with rows of potato chips.
Yes.
I mean, come on, right? Is that really about our health? So.
But, you know, you raise a very good point, and it's one that's been made several times when we've, tackled these cases, Jonathan. How is it that people in the great outdoors exercising, that is evidently a threat to the safety of the province, but you can cram into a Walmart, a Costco, other big box stores. I think that's way more problematic than being out here.
I agree 100%. The biggest kick in my face to this whole story is that 2 days after that event, right out front of my house where I live, there was a film crew from Toronto that came down to film a movie production out front of my house. With some of the stars are from the States. And there was, dozens of people out there. The company had hired the off-duty Waterloo regional police officers to do traffic. And everything was hunky-dory. And don't get me wrong, I think that's great. Everybody should have the freedom to travel around right now. These lockdowns aren't doing it. But how am I getting charged for working out in Canada outside, and they're allowed to, be able to do that? And again, they should be allowed to, just as I should be allowed to be working out freely outside. And I just wanted to point out too, dealing with the Waterloo Regional Police officers and stuff like that, they were all very polite. I understand they've got their job to do, but at what point is enough, right? It's just mind-blowing. People need to start speaking up. We need to start standing up for our rights and our freedoms, get back to, the true North, strong and free that Canada is supposed to be, that, my grandfather fought in the war to give us these freedoms and protect, and now they seem to be just slipping away, and there are people, but very few people that are speaking up about it.
No, 100%. And certainly, you're suffering to a degree in that you started a personal training business, I guess, just 10 minutes before the pandemic in 2019. And so that's been decimated. And you're just trying to stay in shape for, I guess, both personal and business reasons. And to see you getting that kick in the groin with an $880 ticket, I think it's outrageous. I think it's egregious, Jonathan. And we're not going to let you fight this on your own. We are going to sign you up with a top-notch criminal lawyer. We are going to crowdfund every nickel of your legal fees. We're going to plead not guilty on this ticket, and we're going to fight it all the way. What do you think about that, my friend?
That means a lot, because I mean, $880 to some people may not be a lot, but I'm living, I was living paycheck to paycheck before this even started. Trying to put everything into my personal training business as well, working another job, and I've been homeschooling my kids through this all, so it's been tough, and I appreciate it. I really do. I've even donated to the Go Fight the Fines funds just for this reasons, right? Like, there's people out there that need it, so and now it's coming back to me.
Well, you're going to get a return on your investment, Jonathan, and I think it's well deserved. And what can I tell you, folks? I mean, the lunacy of it all, Jonathan and others getting ticket at a park which is designed for physical fitness, and yet we can go to provincial liquor stores, we can cram into those places. They're exempt from the lockdown rules, of course, because, well, the province owns them. Big box stores, business as usual. Actually, that's a misnomer. The business has never been better because all the small guys are shut down. They're the only game in town. But this is crazy. Having Jonathan given a ticket for $880 simply for working out, staying in shape, it's absolutely shameful. We're going to fight this. This might be one of the worst ones yet. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. So there you have it, folks. Here comes Bylaw ticketing somebody $880 for working out. No, outrageous. We are going to do everything we can to help Jonathan. You can help us help Jonathan too. Please go to fightthefines.com. That's fightthefines.com. If you're able to, make a donation so that we can have justice done in the case of Jonathan.